Yep, we're good to go.
Okay. All right, that's great. Yeah, I'm in Turkey with Gavin, and I have Councillor Henderson here with us, so we're here doing this. So hey, look, thanks everybody for coming on doing this emergency meeting, and it shouldn't take too long considering it made up part of the agenda last week, but we didn't adopt it. So anyway, I'm going to start off with apologies. Does anybody have any apologies? I haven't received an apology from anybody. I know Frank's not here and I haven't received an apology from him, so I won't log it. Next one, so no apologies. Next one is confirmation of the status of the agenda. There is only one agenda item, so I'll ask somebody to show a hand to move it. Go on. Councillor Beck and Councillor Gibb, all in favour, raise your hand please. Carried. Disclosures of interest. Nobody got any disclosures of interest? Good. We will now move on to the presentation of the annual report and summary 2019-2020. Colin or Tony?
Well, so your worship, can I maybe just sort of set the scene before Colin comments? So I think, as you alluded to, this has probably been in front of councillors a number of times now. The Audit and Risk Committee considered the report from a risk perspective. It's been to the draft report has been to the Strategy and Finance Committee, and then, as you said, council, the previous council meeting. So yeah, I'd like to think that the councillors have had a lot of opportunity to consider the contents of the report. The significant work that the team led by Colin and Alison have been involved in the last week have been working with audit around the trying to achieve a clear audit opinion, and I guess we're all delighted to say that we have got into that position now. But I just really wanted to say, Your Worship, that this is not suggesting that where we've landed with Audit New Zealand is something that we'll be able to continue with. So we need to improve in terms of those mandatory KPIs. We need to actually improve our ability to evidence, which was what the auditors were concerned about. So we've actually managed to get through this process because there are some inconsistencies throughout the country in terms of how Audit New Zealand have been applying compliance with these measures. So we'll, I think, be writing to the Waters Governance Board to get support for ensuring that, you know, we won't have this challenge in the future. So look, so just I think Colin might just sort of share now some of the like specific changes that he's been working through with the audit over the last few days, just so that you understand what changes have been made since the document that was on the agenda.
Thanks, Tony. There was, thank you, Your Worship and councillors. There is a small change, which is the only one I want to bring to your attention, is the small change to the document that was circulated to you last week. And on note 24, we had to update a couple of those figures so that it agrees with our statement of cash flows, which is on page 74. I think just a number of variances and iterations and things like that got lost between us and Audit New Zealand, but we made that late change this morning. So that all now balances, and we're good to go as far as your annual report is concerned.
And Your Worship, as you know, but for the benefit of the councillors, the representation letter has been signed by the Chief Executive and Mayor. So that's just, I guess, representing to the auditors a number of things, which is quite standard practice. So yes, I think from a staff perspective, Your Worship, we're ready for perhaps the final questions that any councillors may have, and then for your consideration around adoption.
Thanks, Tony. Okay, everybody. Councillor Smith first.
Thank you. Tony, you've covered off the issue with Watercare, but for me, is there sufficient understanding of every measure that we report on and that we reviewed by Audit New Zealand? So essentially, do you understand, or does staff understand the reporting that's required and across all facets of the annual report rather than just the waters area, so that we don't have this position at all going forward?
Well, through you, Your Worship. So, Councillor Smith, yes, there's a number of owners of KPIs. We do report on this, as you know, monthly, but I think given the issues that we have on this occasion, we will do a bit of a review to make sure that as the auditors continue to, I guess, raise the bar, that we're able, because I mean, this time it was, needing to evidence some mandatory measures, but as you say, we need to make sure that we are able to evidence all measures going forward. So we'll, just for your assurance, we'll work through a bit of a process to make sure that we don't. In fact, the chair of our Audit and Risk Committee has raised that also.
All right, thank you. Councillor Willerton, and then Councillor.
As much as you might not want to, I think it's actually a positive impact. I think it should come right back to the issue of reporting back to everybody. And so now information, and I would like to think that the KPIs should increase, because we will get a report. The people that have logged things, it should go right back and take this through everything. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Sedgwick.
Thank you. I'm very pleased where this has landed. So congratulations to the team. And just to reiterate that this was a minor compliance issue on a non-financial issue. So there's little to be worried about, and I'm glad it's resolved, and I'd be very happy to move it.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Maguire. Take yourself off mute, Councillor. You're right.
On the financial performance, paragraph 5, 50 million spent on delivering 29% of the entire work program. I just haven't had a lot of time to look at this. Had a busy weekend for one reason or another, and I just can't quite see. Can someone explain it to me?
Yeah.
So, Councillor Maguire, this is, I guess, consistent with the conversations that you've been having in the Infrastructure Committee for some time. So this is really, I guess, reflects the fact there was a significant number of carry forwards carried forward from the 18-19 year into the 2020 year. So that's why it looks like a number that's relatively low.
Yeah, I think Alison's going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so it's very important to us, Councillor Maguire, that we don't show a picture that's misleading. And so from our perspective, if you just ran with the numbers that we'd achieved during the year and you ran it against our budget, people would think you had delivered everything that was on your plate. So it's actually very important for us to say, hey, but that's not the whole picture, to make sure that the community are across the entire position.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. Councillor Beck.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to carry on from Councillor Sedgwick and reiterate my thanks. I know that there was no small effort involved in working, I guess, as we transition from an in-house operation to Watercare as a service provider, to make sure that all those KPIs and the reporting and all the rest of it was done. I think we're all happy that the actual work was done, but to provide the evidence is something that we had to do some work with to get to an acceptable result. So I just wanted to acknowledge the work that's gone in by staff and Audit and Risk, and in fact, Your Worship, in achieving that result. So I'm very happy with that, and with that I'm also happy to second the adoption of this.
Thanks, Councillor. Alison.
I just wanted to also point out that Watercare have been very helpful in resolving this issue. They put their head of internal audit into this as well, and there was a lot of focus.
Lost you, Alison.
There's a lot of effort done at both ends, because it would be disappointing to show something that doesn't reflect the contract.
Thanks, Alison. I think we got the gist of that. Is anyone else before I put this to the council? If there is no further speakers, okay. I'm going to do it on a show of hands, please. So it's been moved by Councillor Sedgwick and seconded by Councillor Beth. All in favour, please raise your hand. Carried. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been well done. Thanks to the team, Colin, Tony, Alison, and the team, and everybody in behind. Just send my thanks and appreciation for getting this little glitch, but one that was sort of dear to my heart, that I didn't want to be the mayor that didn't have a qualifying audit, and I suppose that's probably by the time I had my wow at audit and risk the other day to show my frustration about something what I consider to be incredibly minor, that could actually hold up a clear audit was sort of disappointing to me.
Yeah. So, Your Worship, can I maybe just to have almost the last word to thank Colin and Alison and the team, because not only has it been a challenge in the last few weeks, it's been a very demanding year where we've had internal audits done virtually. Colin's had, part of his team in the office at different times of the year. So it's been very challenging to get to this place. And with the concession that we've had from the government around an extension of time has been pretty tough. So thank you, Colin, to you and Alison and the team. So good outcome.
Yeah, look, I really do appreciate the effort that's been put in by Colin and his team, Nelson. It has been an incredibly difficult year, and this sort of tops it off and ending on a high note for me and completing it. So thanks very much for that. Do appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll pass on your thanks to the team as well. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say, Colin? All good?
I don't want to say any more in case I mess it up.
I do that every day, Colin, so don't worry about it. Do appreciate what you do for us, Colin.
No, thank you. It's good to hear. Thank you very much.
I really do. All right, with that, I would ask you all to stay on as I declare the meeting closed. Be no further business. And now I'll ask Brendan to take us off the live feed, please.